Summer Academy STEM Extension is one of our favorite programs because we are a National Science Foundation funded research center. The National Science Foundation funds fundamental research, and it knows that the problems of tomorrow and actually the problems of today are so complex that we need to make sure that tomorrow's scientists are representative of all disciplines, but also all walks of life. And NSF realizes that we need diverse perspectives, diverse expertise. We need to be inclusive in recruiting the next generation of scientists.
The program that we do with the students involves presenting them with a vandalism case, having them go through some of the evidence collected from the case, including fingerprints, some trajectory evidence. We also give them some blood evidence that they need to analyze, and after they go through all the different types of evidence that we have, they use their critical thinking skills and the results of the tests that they've done to come up with who it is that committed the crime so they can solve the case.
This is my third year involved in STEM Extension, and it's been a wonderful time. I look forward to this weekend, or the first time I did it was a week. Every time, wonderful people to work with. The kids are amazing, and I learn something every time I do this.
I really like the physics class. That was one of my favorite parts of the STEM program. We worked a lot with electrical components and experimenting, and it taught me a lot, and it's something that I now know that I'm really good at.
I'm no longer limited by what my skill set tells me I can do. I can do practically anything I want to do, go anywhere I want to go, and do whatever I want to do. That's what I do.
I know for me, I am a double major in both math and secondary education, so it definitely helps, I would imagine in my future, to be able to explain things not just visually, because we depend so much on a visual explanation when we say, look at this diagram, or we're gonna move this over there, very vague terms. And this opportunity, this program has really showed me that if you can be more precise in the way you describe things verbally, but then also have examples that are maybe more auditory in nature or more tactile in nature, I think that helps not only students with these disabilities, but also everyone, because there's kids in my group who do have some residual vision. They might not have very severe blindness, but they still benefit from the examples that they've been shown that are designed for somebody who is totally blind and doesn't have any vision.
Yeah, one thing we realized too while learning all these things and interacting with these kids were that it's actually not that difficult to make it more accessible to these kids. When we approach certain problems and we want to refer to certain figures and things like that, we tend to use pronouns as this and that. But by clarifying those items and saying it what they are instead of just saying these pronouns, not only is it more accessible to these kids, but also other students in general.
I feel a little bit more confident about it. At first, I was kind of wanted to stay away from it, with wanting to pursue psychology, but it would be unavoidable even in psychology with science and such. But I feel more sure-footed in the areas that I've been taught with prior knowledge, and with more dabbling here, I can reinstate that I'm okay. I don't need to worry so much.
It's been really nice this year. I feel like it's really sort of coming into its own this year. A lot of the folks that have been working on it have been working on it now for 3 or 4 years, and everyone really seems to have a solid idea of their role and the strengths that they bring to the program, and they've really been able to build on those and make this feel like probably the most complete program that it's been since its inception this year. And it's nice to be a part of that, because it runs as this really well-oiled machine, and it almost feels like we don't have to do that much, which is obviously not true, but it feels like it sort of runs itself at this point, and that's because the folks that are involved not only have been doing it for so long, but are so invested.
The way they adapted everything was awesome, and it's a lot more hands-on than school has ever been, especially with like the graphics and stuff. Like, we can feel everything we're doing instead of just struggling to see it. And even the STEM teachers and stuff, like, they make sure that we can follow along, unlike in a classroom setting. It's very one-on-one and very easy to follow.